Pella Engraving Services. Whether it's a banner, an engraved sign, or more, trust the professionals at Pella Engraving Services in Pella.
Tonight's starting lineups for Indianola have been presented by Vintage Hills Assisted Living and Memory Care Facility. Of course, for Indianola, great game last Friday night. Number 2, a junior, Braden Dre. And starting as the one, a senior in this rotation, number 5, Cooper Naylor. And then it will go over to number 14, a junior, Casey Glasscock, up to a junior, number 22, Drew Kingery, and a junior, number 23, Charlie Wilmot. This Indianola team stock full of juniors, and then seniors, Cooper Naylor and Jackson Hoffman. Everyone else is in 11th grade, and the starting lineups for the Eagles.
Your standard 5 are Levi Skelhaus at guard, number 3, number 4, Nico Schurz, the forward, 6'7", 6'5" guard, senior, number 5, Jaden Heisman, Aiden Stoltz, a junior guard at number 15, and the senior forward, 6'9", Eric Mulder. Your starting lineups presented by Miniga Pest Control. Sean and his team want to kill your bugs. Call 628-3198 for Miniga Pest Control. Swadner, can we run down quickly the Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard?
Absolutely. Give me 1 second to get starting lineups presented by Vintage Hills of Indianola. Did I do this one already? I don't think so. They offer assisted living and memory care and beautiful apartment homes. Get the lifestyle you want with the services and amenities that will make your life easier at Vintage Hills of Indianola.
We have all but one game girls final here in KNIA KRLS land. Van Meter knocks off Pleasantville 57-37. That's a final. All these are girls final. Sheraton 61, Knoxville 43. That's a final. It was tied at the end of the third quarter, close to tied. Sheraton pulls away there. Also in the Little Hawkeye Conference, Grinnell, number 9, knocks off number 7 DCG 54-51. That's a final. Oskaloosa, Oliver Newton 59-34. That is a final as well. And then at last check-in and a IMU instant radio update, Norwalk came back and led Pella halfway through the fourth quarter, 40-39.
All right, that wraps up the Downey Tire Pros radio pregame show, locally owned. Downey Tire Pros, your home for hassle-free service in Indianola. Back after this on KNIAKRLS.com.
Community First Credit Union has an auto loan special that will put you in the driver's seat. We offer excellent rates and a quick, easy pre-approval process. You can even apply online. So whether you're buying a new or used car, we'll have you saying, keys please, with a vehicle loan from C First, where together is better. Stop in or apply at c1stcu.com. Subject to credit approval and program qualifications, this credit union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Remodeling can be a headache, especially when you're trying to work around your contractor's schedule. You don't have to worry about that with Mike Blom with Cabinet Design of Pella and Wood Harbor Cabinetry. Just ask Deb Shaw of Pella.
Mike was always very accommodating to our schedule. Anytime that we set up a time to meet, he always wanted to make sure it worked for us. Most of our meetings were in the evening, and it never bothered him to come out and be out here.
Hi, I'm Mike Blom, the cabinet guy. Cabinet Design of Pella, where we expand and enhance your ideas beyond your expectations.
Welcome inside the Indianola Hy-Vee radio broadcast booth on KNIAKRLS.com. He's Andrew Schneider. I'm Andrew Swadner. Indianola hosting Pella Christian in Little Hawkeye Conference boys basketball. Indians coming off a loss to Pella last Friday. Pella Christian using their length to give Norwalk a lot of fits, and we're expecting another good one as we get up to tonight's opening tip that is presented by Dutch Mill Supply, your only locally owned lumberyard and building material supplier.
Should have a good one here, I think, for Pella Christian tonight. If they keep it close or win this, they prove they are a contender for this Little Hawkeye Conference Championship. Indianola, I don't think they can afford to fall too far behind the standings. I know there will be teams that beat each other up throughout the process of this. We saw Pella lose earlier this week. But obviously, I think Indianola really needs this one to get back on track.
This season, almost more than any season, every game counts just because there's so many quality teams. Pella Christian wins the opening tip presented by Dutch Mill Supply, and they have the ball. And they go down low immediately, and it's up and in quickly using their height advantage down low.
Yeah, and who was that? That was
Mulder.
Mulder.
Mulder with the quick layup. Here comes Braden Dre, and Indianola tries to answer.
Do have an IMU instant radio update, by the way. Pella knocks off Norwalk 50-46 in girls action.
Pass gets down low. Naylor up top. Dre fakes right, goes left, goes down low into the lane. The length of Mulder already causing fits, and it's off Braden Dre, and Indianola turns it over, trailing 2-0, 30 seconds in.
So here we go with the Eagles. There's that length, and that's what athletically, those guys were in PC performance all summer long. Levi Skelhaus was a state track athlete. nearly won a state championship this year in a couple of races and events, and he's the speed that gets it going, and his speed complements his size so well. Skelhaas has it right corner, pops it up for three. Yes! Levi Skelhaas gives the Eagles a 5-0 lead.
And that's a couple games in a row now that Indianola, all three of their games, they've trailed early on and fell behind 13-6 to Pella. Eventually came back and took the lead in the second and third quarters, but not the start that Coach Jeff Ebling wants. And now Drew Kingery may be affected by the length. He can't make the layup, but they get the offensive rebound. Shot fake, kicks it over to Wilmot. His shot is up, altered again, tries for his own offensive rebound, but it's picked up by Mulder.
On the Eagles, I think this year what's different, they can play tempo. Here's Skelhaas, top of the key three again, rims out, no good. And then a hard foul. Mulder knocks into Cooper Naylor, who will get credited with the rebound. First foul against Eric Mulder.
Well,
and the Eagles got some pressure coming here.
You can't be intimidated. It's kind of like going up against, Rudy Gobert or one of those big guys, Kristaps Porzingis in the NBA. You can't just not attack him. You can't take layups and any inside game off the floor. So Indianola has to keep attacking, even though there's that extra blocked shot attempt. 6.5 to go in the first. Indianola trails 5-0. Braden Dre has it top of the key. Trying to break down his defender. Goes right side, kicks it out. Glasscock into the corner. Pella Christian with a good collapse. Now Wilmot goes to the hoop. Shot fake. Puts up a shot. It's again altered by Mulder. And no good. And Schurz with the rebounds.
Skelhaas left side has it for Heisman. Heisman on the wing. Overhead pass back to Levi right wing. Down low, Nico Schurz has a clean lane to the basket. But coming in late, Naylor is able to draw the offensive foul. Nico just went way too slow there, Swadner. Gave Naylor the perfect time to set up the defense. That is on Nico Schurz for not going quickly to the basket. And credit Wilmot for coming in and taking the offensive foul.
I was going to say it was Wilmot, but and that's what this Indianola team has to do. They have to find some way to stop Pella Christian down low, whether that's not biting on shot fakes or whatever. But easy points just not going to be good to come by as Naylor drives inside, picks up his dribble, has nowhere to go, finally turns it around and has it blocked by Schurz, but it goes out of bounds. And Indianola underneath, and we've seen every offensive possession so far still affected by the length of Pella Christian. 5:47 to go in the first. Indianola trails 5-0. Naylor passes it in all the way out to Dre, now into the corner. Naylor back to Dre. Dre tries to split the defense, gets it inside Glasscock, fakes a pass back out to Dre. Now extra pass over to Kingery, drives inside, puts up a floater, and that one's blocked, but a foul is going to be called. Kingery wanted, I think, goaltending. Definitely not going to get that one, but he will get 2 shots at the free throw line.
Coach Borg can't believe the call. He made no contact with Kingery. That's a poor call.
So 5:36 to go in the first quarter, and Indianola with a chance at their first points.
Now the official missed the call, and he's trying to explain what he saw to Coach Bohr. And that's a huge loss. That's 2 fouls on Mulder right away, and Danny Andrea is going to have to see some extended time here.
Kingery misses free throw number 1. So Indians still searching for their first points nearly 2.5 minutes in. And he misses them both, and Wilmot tries to grab the rebound, but it's picked up by Pella Christian, and Indianola still with a 0 on the scoreboard.
Here come the Eagles down low. Pass tipped away by Kingery.
Kingery, a very good free throw shooter. Rarely misses both, but just couldn't quite find a way to put that one down.
Aiden Stoltz gets the possession started. Out to Schurz on the wing. Nico wide open for 3. No. He's the Eagle that I think doesn't need to be shooting too many of those, but he was wide open.
Glasscock with the rebound finds Dre. Dre trying to break down his defender. And that's the thing about having those big guys in the background too, Andrew, is you can afford to play a little bit aggressively knowing that you kind of have that safety blanket. So Wilmot has it into the corner. Naylor shot fake, drives inside up top Kingery. Behind the back, goes back to Naylor, shot fake again, as gets it over to Dre. Good defense from the Eagles as Dre trying to break down his defender, goes left at the free throw line, finds Kingery, and Indianola resets under 5 minutes to go in the first.
I think we're going to see the test of PC's depth here with Mulder out. Kingery elbow jumper. Almost got the friendly roll.
Good.
And rebound to Skelhaas. Here come the Eagles down low. Here's Jaden Heisman. Thought about a 3. Instead gets it out to Aiden Stoltz. Down low looking for Nico. Double team in traffic. Too strong. Gets his own rebound for a second. And then
I don't know who's that going to be on, but Dre went down and got his hands on it. It looks like it's against the Eagles.
How's that against Schurz? That's what I was about to say. It couldn't have been possibly against Nico. That is against Danny Andringa, his first.
That's already 4 on Pella Christian in this first quarter, however.
Wow. And the big one is 2 on Eric Mulder.
Kingery double teams down the floor into the corner. Naylor thought about a 3. Pella Christian is not allowing any outside shots right now, and Naylor has his pocket picked by Schurz.
Nico Schurz forces the second Indianola turnover. In transition, Dre's able to knock it out. Low scoring affair here early. Eagles 5, Indians nothing. 4:11 remaining here in the first. In case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic. Our first 5 points came in the first couple of minutes as Bennett Sprunk will check in, but since then it's been all defense here, Swadner.
Absolutely. Indianola, nearly halfway through the first quarter, has had maybe 1 or 2 good shots. Kingery's missed a couple and then missed a couple at the free throw line, but other than that, they're just not getting much.
The inbound is a foul on the floor.
That's going to be on Kingery, it looks like, fighting for position down low.
Went for the 50-50. A lot of whistles here early. I think we saw some of that in the girls' game. I think we're going to see more of that. There's not going to be a lot that the teams are going to get away with here physically. Stoltz gets it out to Schurz, top of the circle. Leading 5-0 are the Eagles halfway through the first quarter. Skelhaus fakes a pass inside, instead kicks it back out to Bennett Sprunk. Bennett, a dribble and a pass to Nico. Left side to Aiden Stoltz. Coach Bohr wants more movement here on offense as he's barking from across the court. Andringa in the corner looking for Bennett Sprunk. Dribble drive Bennett, and he will travel.
Indianola's perimeter defense, they're doing a nice job of switching on a lot of this rotation from Pella Christian and movement and not allowing any easy inbounds passes to the length on the post, but a lot of work to do offensively here for Indianola. 3:45 to go in the first. In case you missed it, presented by DeArmond Ford as Wilmot has it poked away into the backcourt, picks it up, and we're going to see subs come into the game for the Indians as Dre pull up 3, knocks it down, and a much-needed shot from Braden Dre, and it's a 5-3 contest.
Leading scorer for the Indians coming in with 15 points in the first 2 games for the 1-1 Indians, and it's 5-3. Eagles lead by 2. Pass inside to Andringa. That's a play they draw up for Mulder, but you lose 5 inches in there, and it's a steal and a turnover instead.
Wilmot tipped it up over to Kingery. Kingery drives down, finds Glasscock, looking down low, had Wilmot, didn't quite find him, and that's the length of Nico Schurz. Wilmot has it now at the top of the key, over to Naylor. Dribbling right side, goes right at Schurz, tries a spin move up top, finds Drake. Shot fake, goes inside, puts up a floater, can't hit, and Schurz with the rebound, and Drake commits a foul, and that's not something Coach Ebling's going to look at on film and want to see again, as we're going to see the 3 amigos of Dakota Heimbaugh, Bennett Brick, and Brady Blake come into the game for the Indians.
So the line change coming in, Tyson DeVries, who had a huge game Monday against PCM, is in the lineup here for Pella Christian. 2:57 remaining, 5-3. Andrew Schneider, Andrew Swadner coming to you on the Indianola High School YouTube channel and the KRLS 2 stream at KNIA-KRLS.com. Here's Bennett Sprunk, left wing. Eagles in their half-court set. Andringa, right side to, and down low, looking for E.J. Fransman. And again, the Eagles are not being aggressive enough. He tried to take a dribble. It's poked out by Dre. It's another turnover here in the corner for the 3. Go ahead.
Brick missed the 3, and it goes right down to Sprunk, but Brick nearly traveled, and I think probably got away with one there for the Indians.
Bennett Sprunk, right wing on the other side to Fransman. As Win Viestra says, when you're in the post and you're open, you just got to go up strong, and I don't think Schurz or Fransman have done that here so far, despite the fact they've had some opportunities. 5-3, still a slugging defensive game here early on. Kick out wide open. Fransman passes up the 3, instead finds DeVries, top of the circle. Here's Sprunk, back out to DeVries. Now left side, here comes Levi Skelhaus. And free throw line jumper, tried to draw some contact, no good. Dre collects the rebound, and here come the Indians.
They can tie or take the lead as Brick has it right wing, now back up top to Dre. Dre right wing, Brady Blake, he'll drive inside. Gets it into the corner, Brick wide open for 3, too strong off the back of the rim, and Kingery knocks the rebound out and grabs it. Indianola retains possession. Dre wide open for 3, knocks it down, and Dre's got all 6. And after a miserable start, Indianola leads 6-5.
Coach Bohr is extremely upset with his guard play. Alley-oop into Danny Andringa on the reverse layup in for 2. And our drive to the basket presented by dealer Jay Boat has the Eagles back on top by 1.
Blake will take the deep 3, knocks it down, and Brady Blake off the bench. He can launch it, and it's 3 triples for the Indians. Starting to heat up now with 1:10 to go. DeVries. And now Heimbaugh with a nice pocket pick. Left-handed layup is up and in, and Heimbaugh off the bench. And it's 11-7 Indianola.
Huge run here for the Indians up ahead. Franzman will answer in transition. And back and forth we go as E.J. Franzman is going to get some extended minutes with 2 fouls already on Eric Mulder.
There was 5 points for the majority of this contest as Heimbaugh drives inside, and he gets another layup, and all of a sudden, with less than 2 minutes to go in the first, the points are exploding.
Well, we expected it to come at some point. Cross-court pass to Sprunk. In the corner, DeVries. Shot fake, dribble, drive, floater, no good, and the rebound is controlled by Indianola's Brick.
Brick with it, gets it over to Dre, and they're going to call a travel on Brick, and I think that left pivot foot just moved a little bit as we're going to see substitutes come in as Naylor and Glasscock come on for Kingery and Dre, their first substitutions of the contest with 30.7 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Let's do a Capital Orthopedics and Sports Medicine game reset. 30 seconds to go, Indianola leads 13-9. Quarter number 1, Pella Christian ball.
Lincoln Vandermolen back into the game with Nico Schurz here for PC, so some height. And 2 shots coming for Tyson DeVries, who's explosive at 5'7", is a bit undersized, I think, even in this game. But he's so quick to the hole, he's able to draw the contact.
Was Blake just a little bit too much contact on the look like the body going up, and that'll send Pella Christian to the free throw line. Their first time, I believe.
And you have an Indianola Municipal Utilities Instant Radio Update. Van Meter 13, Pleasantville 13, as you're listening to Indianola basketball, presented by Community First Credit Union on 92 point, or rather the KRLS 2 stream and Indianola High School YouTube channel. As we are at the 8 o'clock hour, DeVries will make 1 of 2, and the rebound controlled by Naylor.
20 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Indianola leads 13-10, and we're most likely seeing the final shot here of quarter number 1. We'll see what Coach Ebling has for Indianola. Heimbaugh has it top of the key. Over to Glasscock, 7 seconds. Back over Heimbaugh. Back to Glasscock. Dribbling inside, puts up a floater. And Glasscock gets the floater to go, and that'll do it for quarter number 1. Indianola leads 15-10. Back inside the Indianola Hy-Vee radio broadcast booth after this on KNIA-KRLS.com and Indianola Activities YouTube.
When the moment arises and it's time for a new roof, think Randall Roofing. This is Randy Jarzombek, owner of Randall Roofing, and we are the dependable and reliable leader for your home or business shingle roofing needs in Pella and the surrounding areas. Randall Roofing is proud to sponsor the Raise the Roof moment of the game and support our local teams. When it's time for a new roof, think Randall Roofing. Find us on Facebook or visit randallroofs.com. Thinking new roof? Think Randall Roofing.
At Knoxville Hospital and Clinics, our diabetes education team is dedicated to providing one-on-one care close to home. Hi, I'm Lauren Berry, a registered dietitian at Knoxville Hospital and Clinics. If you have recently been diagnosed with diabetes or have been living with it for years, we want you to know that you do not have to manage it alone. Join us for a free diabetes support group beginning in January, where we will share helpful tips and strategies to help you maintain or improve your health. For more information or to reserve your spot in our group today, call 641-842-2151.
Welcome back inside the Indianola Hy-Vee radio broadcast booth on KNIA-KRLS.com, Indianola Activities YouTube. Indianola leads Pella Christian 15-10. First possession of quarter number 2 as Indianola has it down to Kingery. Now back up top, Naylor. Kingery into the corner for 3. Knocks it down, and Kingery gets his first points as Indianola takes an 18-10 lead. It's an 18-5 run.
Yeah, the Eagles really missing Mulder, I think, not only for his offensive presence, but his defense, as DeVries nearly has it knocked away here by Braden Dre. DeVries trying to part the Red Sea and diving underneath, and the putback is in for E.J. Franzman.
So off the bench, Franzman playing well with 4 points. Bench scoring has been huge for both squads, it seems, as Indianola leads 18-12. Pella Christian playing that solid perimeter defense as Kingery finds Glasscock, kicks it into the corner. Naylor, he's wide open for 3, and he knocks it down. 5th 3, 6th 3, 5th 3. Counting is hard for Indianola. They lead 21-12.
Oh, and the Eagles are in a zone. They got to get out of that zone now. Indianola's out shooting it. It's a poor decision here by the Eagles coaching staff, but one I think that they had to force their hand on after that bad call on Mulder got his second foul. I don't think they feel comfortable in man-to-man defense. As Vandermolen for 3. No. Goes to Indianola.
6:37 left to go before halftime. Indianola leads 21-12. And yeah, I mean, Indianola just kind of shooting themselves out of this 2-3 zone as we see Aiden Stoltz come back into the game for the Eagles.
And I know that, PC is going to have trouble catching up with the speed of Indianola, but Indianola and Pella and DCG are all great shooting teams. The zone is just not going to work against them most nights.
Dre has it, gets a screen over to Naylor. Naylor drives inside, puts up a floater, and that was altered by the height of Franzman and goes nowhere near the hoop, and Pella Christian has it.
Nico, the rebound, center of the lane, spin move, Franzman, beautiful touch, can't finish, and the board is controlled by Cooper Naylor, his fourth, and then a foul on Franzman.
And at Farmington High School, Andrew Schneider, they called that a Swadner. Miss the shot, commit the foul.
Yep.
And because you're trying to make up for it. And Coach Shane Wyant used to pull me out of the game and go, why do you continually do that?
Well, and Coach Bohr just pulled Franzman out of the game, so it's the full Swadner here tonight. We're getting the full effect.
Reminiscent of Farmington High School class of 2007. 6:10 left to go, half number one. Indianola leads 21-12, and Pella Christian looks to be out in a man after they realized that Indianola's 5 threes were going to be tough. Dre drives to the hoop, and a foul is going to be called, I think, on DeVries. And we'll send Dre. Don't know if they're going to get it on the ground or at the free throw line. Looks like on the ground.
6:01 remaining here in the second. Eagles already up to 6 fouls. The one thing I've noticed so far is PC has just hit 1 3 so far, and I know that their primary bread and butter is going inside, but they've got to get something going outside if they're going to stay pacing this game.
Dre into the corner, knocks down his third triple, and it's 24-12 Indianola.
Yeah, PC's in danger here, being running out of this game early, Schurz, and he's not the guy they want shooting that three, and they don't want him dribble driving like that either. And here's Skelhaas, and credit the Indianola defense for preventing some of that, and an offensive foul on Schurz.
And that's just bread and butter, like you mentioned. Cooper Naylor's down there for a reason, and he's been doing that his entire career, and that's the second on Schurz now. And the Eagles, big men in some big foul trouble.
Well, they got to get Mulder back in here. I mean, at this point, you're down by 12. Indianola's a couple threes away from, I don't want to say ending it, but making it a really difficult mountain to climb. And PC's got to get something going on offense, and they just at this point need to take the risk of having Mulder with 2 fouls.
Pass gets over right side to Naylor. Now back out to Dre. Heat check 3 is up and off the side of the rim, and Mulder skies for the rebound. Nearly lost it to Naylor, but the strong hands of Mulder secure the rebound. And now Pella Christian with a quick 3. And just like you mentioned, Andrew Schneider, Jaden Heisman knocks it down from the left wing and hopefully gets Pella Christian out of a funk if we want to see this game go down to the wire.
Well, Mulder nearly got the tip, steal, and dunk. Instead, it stays with Indianola here.
Now Naylor with a 3 from the triple or from the left wing is up no good, and Heimbaugh comes in on the rebound and just chucks it out of bounds, knowing he was not going to grab it.
Well, and here's the thing that PC is happy with. If Indianola wants to get 3 happy, the shots they were taking against the zone early in this quarter and at the end of the first quarter, Swadner were in rhythm, right? They're in the offense. Those were back-to-back threes that were just hucked up as a prayer. PC's happy with that, and that gives them extra possessions to climb back into this game. Eagles have it on their half of the floor. It's Heisman in the corner. Draws a double team out to Andringa. Now here is Aiden Stoltz. Back to Heisman, looking for Skelhaas in the corner. Levi, dribble, drive. In a sea of jerseys, can't get it to go, and the board controlled by Wilmot.
Wilmot gets it over to Naylor. 4:35 and counting to go. Half number one. Naylor drives inside, finds Heimbaugh. Heimbaugh goes inside. Shot fake. Looked like he tried to get it to Wilmot. And shot was up no good, but Wilmot fouled on the rebound, and that'll send junior Charlie Wilmot to the free throw line for 1 and 1.
Yeah, already a big bonus here with 4:29 remaining. By the way, earlier we told you about our drive to the basket on KNIA-KRLS.com. It's presented by dealer J. Boat with Champion Seeds, an independently owned and regionally focused seed company that strives to build and maintain the broadest portfolio of genetics and traits. Champion Seed, they only champion the best. The miss, the rebound for Mulder.
0 for 3 at the line for Indianola as Mulder just bullies his way out of it there.
Out to Aiden Stoltz, inside the three-point line, left side. Trying to find somebody here. And he'll shot put it out to Danny Andringa between the circles. 4:12 remaining here in the half. Eagles down by 9. Trying to climb themselves out of what was at one point a 12-point deficit. A three-pointer by Heisman got it down to 9. Looking for the alley-oop, and it's stolen away. Poor decision by the Eagles. They're trying to force too much. 6 turnovers in transition. Great pass to Wilmot, and a foul called.
And I think that's going to go against Kingery.
That's his
Kingery
second.
On the way to the hoop commits the charge, and that's already, I think, the 3rd charge of the game. 2 against Pella Christian, now 1 against Indianola.
Well, now all of a sudden the foul trouble tilts back to Indianola. And now the 2 stars of this game, Mulder and Kingery, each with 2 fouls. And here's Skelhaas, right wing open 3, no. And a high board skied for by Wilmot. I mean, Mulder can't do anything to try and get those rebounds with 2 fouls.
Naylor drives inside, shot fake, has to kick it out into the hands of Dre. He shot fakes, goes inside, down low Wilmot. Wilmot in the land of the trees, kicks it out to Naylor, and Indianola resets. Naylor drives inside, puts up a floater off the front of the rim, but falls in, and Indianola now leads 26-15, 3:17 and counting in the second quarter, and we're going to get a McCoy True Value timeout called by the Eagles. Let's take a look at the road ahead that is presented by Good Samaritan Society of Indianola. Like the girls, Indianola taking on Ankeny on Monday. Going to be a very tough matchup against the Hawks. So when it comes to your road ahead, think Good Samaritan Society in Indianola, where their professional staff is dedicated to enhancing your life, bring you joy, and creating opportunities that care for your whole person, mind, body, and spirits.
26-15, Indians lead the Eagles here on the other side of a McCoy True Value timeout. Pella Christian, our creative idea drawn up by Brand Appeal. Here's the issue. With 2 fouls, Eric Mulder can't contest that shot. Most times, Naylor gets rejected there. He gets completely recycled, but Mulder has to stand back, can't do anything, and it's an easy 2. And if I'm Indianola, I keep attacking that rim, especially with the speed they have, and try to force that 3rd foul for Mulder. Eagles down by 11. Largest lead of this game was the Indians by 12 just a few moments ago. Outside to Heisman, looking into Mulder, who's in a sea of jerseys, and
they're going to get Brick for a foul.
Yes.
Brick thinks he got the
jump
ball, but I think just a little bit too much of the arm there. And it is a jump ball when you get the full ball, but it has to be only the ball.
Yeah.
So 15 foul on the Indians.
That's the first on Brick. In the corner, Heisman catch and shoot 3, no. And the rebound ping-pongs around to Brady Blake.
So Blake has it, just brings up the court himself. That's another kind of interesting thing for the Indians is Blake plays backup center in this rotation, but he's more than capable of bringing the ball up the floor himself as Heimbach gets it over to Brick. He's wide open for 3. He'll take it, and he'll make it, knocks it down. Brick's first points off the bench, and the Indians lead 29-15, their biggest lead of the night.
Open shooter, in rhythm. Just knew it was going to go in. Aiden Stoltz, the answer, no. And the Eagles' 3-point shooters are not here tonight.
Blake going 1-on-4, kicks it over to Brick. Back-to-back threes up. No good. Is ready to give our raise the roof moment of the game as Pella Christian gets it back. They find Mulder in the open floor. Layup is up and in, and a foul is called. And that's the recipe for success for Pella Christian. Get it to the big man underneath.
Yeah, Mulder, good aggressiveness there, able to get through the defense there and a chance to climb back and erase some of this deficit. Indians shooting really white hot right now in good position as the missed free throw comes. Offensive rebound. Danny Andringa had his shot blocked, but it will stay PC ball. Block goes to Kingery. Team rebound to the Eagles. So a chance here for PC. They missed the free throw, but they can get 5 or even 6 in this possession.
2:17 to go before halftime. And back and forth we go in this second quarter.
Here's Aiden Stoltz to get it started into Andringa. In the post, has it knocked away. Gets it back, and then the open layup. Almost a turnover. Instead, Danny Andringa knocks it in for 2, and that's a 4-point possession there for the Eagles.
Kind of ping-ponged right back towards them, and everyone on Indianola thought that they were going to go for the fast break, but good break for Pella Christian, and it's down to a 10-point advantage, 29-19. Blake had it top of the key. He finds Brick. Brick now gets it up top, Dre. Dre trying to break down his defender, gets it over to Brick. Brick on the left wing. Up top, Kingery nearly picked off and stolen away by the Eagles, but Kingery has it. Hands it off Dre.
Stoltz couldn't commit to that one. Beautiful move by Dre for 2.
And Dre just kind of up and under, and that's Indianola going a lot smaller than I think they had planned coming into this contest, but those early fouls, again, changed this game from the get-go.
And Mulder and Kingery defending one another with the 2 fouls each here early in the first half. Stoltz open, corner 3, no. And there's the skying rebound and the slam for 2. And Mulder will finish on the putback with the dunk.
Nothing you can do. Kingery drives to the hoop, puts up a floater, can't answer. It's off the front of the rim, and now Pella Christian is on the move, trying to get the deficit below 10.
They call him Magic Mulder in the student section. And then it's loose out of bounds, and it will go Indianola as Mulder loses it.
I thought that was a back-and-forth play, lots of contact. Probably would have seen a whistle somewhere, but they let him play, and it goes towards the Indians with 54.7 seconds to go before halftime. Indianola leads 31-21 as starters come back onto the floor, except for Brick remains for Braden Dre on the Indians.
Bennett Sprunk back in for PC, as is Tyson DeVries.
Naylor dribbles left side, finds Brick. Dribbling right. Goes back out to Glasscock. 40 seconds to go. Finds Wilmot, top of the key. Not afraid to shoot it, but not a prolific shooter as his pass left side is going to be picked off and stolen away, and a great save inbounds by Heisman.
Here come the Eagles, but a double dribble by Bennett Sprunk. A lot of careless turnovers here for PC. Well, and I think that's going to get Bennett out of this game. And PC, you know, they're a very experienced team, Swadner. They've been in this situation before. In case you missed it, presented by the Veterinary and Tri-County Veterinary Clinic, but 8 turnovers, and a lot of those have turned directly into Indianola points.
Indianola leading 31-21 in this second quarter. 26 seconds to go. Kingery will have it out near half court. Crosses half court, and Indianola looks to be holding for the final shot. Kingery dribbling left, hands it off to Naylor. We'll see what Coach Ebling has as they find Wilmot. Now Brick, top of the key, dribbling left. Then they looked for Kingery backdoor, but Brick threw it to him in the corner, and it's Pella Christian ball with 6 seconds to go in the first half.
Well, and Isaac Kakmarinsky on the bench there, not dressed tonight, but the All-Stater, good hands there.
I don't know why he didn't just chuck it up. He was wide open.
Isaac happy, and he's getting a play drawn up is Coach J.D. Bohr as we are just moments away from our halftime show here. 31-21 Eagles with a chance to close the gap and see who they get it to. Into DeVries, and he is pushed out of bounds. No call. Stoltz at the buzzer, no good. And it's a rebound for Naylor.
Got a mess at the end of the first half, but that'll do it for halftime. Indianola leads 31-21. And we'll have our Southtown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram radio halftime show after this on KNIA and KRLS.com and Indianola Activities YouTube.
Even a mild winter can take a toll on your roof. Between the freeze and the thaw, you may need new shingles. Certainly, if you're going to get new shingles, you're going to get CertainTeed shingles from Dutch Mill Supply in Pella. CertainTeed Roofing offers a wide array of residential roofing shingle options.
Dutch Mill Supply, located in Pella, is your only locally owned, one-stop, full-service lumberyard and building material supplier. My name is Joshua Payne. My staff and I are here daily for professional service from the guy next door. Our product line is diverse, and we'll get you what you need quickly and at a competitive price.
Your Indianola YMCA would like to invite you to stop by your local Y and discover the many benefits of belonging to a nonprofit organization dedicated to building strong kids, strong families, and strong communities. Improve your health and fitness, learn new skills, connect with others. It's all waiting for you at the Y. They'd love to give you a tour and offer you a free pass so you can try the Y for yourself. Call or stop in today and find out more. Your Indianola YMCA, it's where you belong.
Welcome to the halftime show here on KNIA and KRLS.com. That is the Southtown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram radio halftime show. Southtown not only holds the keys to your next vehicle, they want to be a key part of the Indianola community. They do that by giving back to local charities and working with many local businesses. Southtown of Indianola working with you and for you. Indianola High School basketball coverage on KNIA, joined by Indianola head girls basketball coach Jeff Jansen. Indians pick up a win earlier in this doubleheader, Coach, and it did not start off well, and Pella Christian caused a lot of problems with their 2-3 zone.
Absolutely. You know, all credit that first half, that first quarter, especially to Pella Christian. We did not come out in rhythm whatsoever. To be down 13-9 after the first quarter, definitely not how we envisioned it, but happy how we played the rest of the game for the most part.
Well, speaking of being down 13-9, you outscore them 50-17 the rest of the game, and it felt like either at halftime or what were the adjustments you made? It just seemed like Indianola took over that contest.
Yeah, you know, all credit to my assistant coaches for communicating some of those adjustments that we made at halftime. Credit the girls, of course, for making the plays. We played with more sense of urgency there in that second half. First half, maybe we were a little tired from doing some extra running on Wednesday. I don't know what exactly, but we can't start the game like that anymore, and that's on me. And even more so, though, I'm so proud of how the girls came out second half and really enforced our will and played our style of basketball.
Well, I want to go back to Tuesday against Lewis Central. I know that's probably something you probably want to forget, so we won't spend too much time on it, but just wasn't working. What wasn't working that night on the Indians' first road trip? again, I know Lewis Central's a strong and athletic team, but the Indians just didn't shoot the ball well, or what wasn't working?
A little bit of everything, quite honestly. In all honesty, 18-8 is how we started the game, and if we would have had a decent help side on 2 different plays and not lost their best player on one other, it could have been 18-2 at the end of the first quarter. And then I think we're feeling a little bit different. But credit Coach Hannafin and LC. It's a tough place to play. And we didn't have the girls prepared. And again, that's on me. But how the girls responded Wednesday in practice and how great a practice we had yesterday is more indicative of who we are and who we want to be. So, again, I don't want to forget Lewis Central, I'll be honest with you. We need to keep that because it humbled us greatly. It showed us some areas of weakness and areas of focus that we need to have. And so I'm going to hold that for sure in my back pocket all season because we can't overlook anybody and we got to be humbled and hungry for sure.
Well, the culmination of a journey that began in your first season as head coach here. Lauren Blake crosses the 1,000-point barrier. Thank you. That was a big fanfare coming in. You knew that this was most likely going to be the game that she did it in. What did it mean to see her, again, in your program since a freshman and now in her senior year?
Lauren's a special girl. She works so stinking hard. She cares so stinking much, and it's been that way since day one. She's wanting to be great. She's wanting to win. It's never been about stats for her. It's never been about getting her points or whatever it is. She takes what the game gives her, and she's had some off nights in the last 4 years, but I've been so lucky to coach her. I've been so lucky to see so many of these amazing games. I believe tonight 32 points was her career high, and to do it in the kind of fashion that she did, the looks around the hoop, knocking down some outside shots. I've been more emotional this season for a number of reasons with our 5 seniors, but a special one nonetheless, and I'm so happy for her and her family to have her mom present her the plaque. What an amazing moment. And quite arguably the 5 greatest Indianola girls basketball players of all time at center court tonight after the game. That's a special moment for our program. That's a special moment for our community and our school.
Well, talking about this game again, that second half, what are you going to take from film, or I guess what are you looking for on film that the Indians did well? Because it felt like they were forcing turnovers, yes, but I thought execution at the basket to me was number one, and getting those points to go down, maybe not something they were doing as well in the first half.
Right, and you knock down a couple shots and things, you start going a different way. And as I told the girls numerous times in the last 3 days, we can't let make shots dictate our mood or dictate our attitude. And we have to make it about getting deflections, getting stops, diving for loose balls, taking charges. That has to be where our energy comes from because the ball's sometimes not going to go in. And we found that out on Tuesday night for sure. And so our sense of urgency to push the tempo, as Lauren said at halftime just tonight, we're just getting started, and we definitely were just getting started there with how that third quarter and most of the fourth quarter went.
Well, thank you for joining us, Coach. Congratulations on the win, and we'll see you Monday against Ankeny.
Thanks so much, Andrew. I appreciate it.
We'll have more after this on the Southtown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Radio halftime show. Indianola boys leading Pella Christian 31-21.
Hey, Knoxville. People's Bank is now open, and we want you to know. Community banking is back. I'm Bailey Nichols.
I'm Jake Crozier.
I'm Maggie Lovett.
And I'm Emily Wallace.
We're your new People's Bank crew. We are local, we are community focused, and we are here for you. Come see us at 413 East Main Street in Knoxville.
Knoxville is our hometown.
It's snowing hard, and your family has a million places to go. You've got to get out of the garage now, and it's no time for amateurs. Thankfully, you're a pro with lots of winters under your belt. You grab your Toro snow thrower, and it starts right up. The truth is, you crave the adrenaline rush of clearing the driveway right down to the pavement in record time. And just like that, you're done before the neighbors. Visit DeRuyter Lawn Equipment in Pella to experience Toro snow throwers for yourself. So bring on winter. You're ready for it with Toro.
Welcome back to the Southtown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Radio halftime show on KNIA-KRLS.com and Indianola Activities YouTube. Let's go inside the numbers delivered by Pella Fiber. I've got one Indian in double figures in Braden Dre with 11 points. And for both teams, it's pretty spread out up and down the board.
Yeah, Jaden Heisman 3, Andrea 4, Fransman 4, DeVries 1, 6 for Mulder, Naylor with 5, Heimbaugh with 4, Glasscock with 2, Brick with 3, Kingery with 3. Eagles 8 turnovers to 6 for Indianola. And then rebound-wise, it is 10, 12, 17 for PC, 2, which is a pretty good number here for Indianola, 18. Indianola winning the rebound battle.
All right, that's Inside the Numbers delivered by Pella Fiber. Neighbors, not numbers. Join today at PellaFiber.com. Second half adjustments presented by DeYoung Door Service. For Indianola, it's easy. Continue to attack. If you can pick up another foul on Mulder or even on Schurz early on, it just changed the entire complexion of that first half, and Indianola has to try and keep attacking. They can't allow Pella Christian to control the lane.
Eagles need to go inside out. They need Stoltz and they need Heisman to heat up in a big way, and Skelhaas, or they're going to get run out of this gym. The only way the Eagles are going to compete in this conference is if they complement that great post play, Swadner, with some outside shots.
All right, second half adjustments presented by DeYoung Door Service. One of the quickest ways to adjust the look of your home is with a new garage door from the gurus of garage doors, DeYoung Door Service in Pella. Some look at our Marion County Bank radio scoreboard. Norwalk 18, Pella 11 at the end of the first. An ice cold emote coming out of that one
from me.
And Twin Cedars defeats Mormon Trail 43-29. PCM trailing Greene County 23-33 at halftime. Knoxville leading Sheraton 19-14 at the end of the first.
Also in conference action and an IMU, Indianola Municipal Utilities Instant Radio Update, DCG 19, Grinnell 12.
All right, that wraps up the Southtown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram radio halftime show. Southtown not only wants to be a key of the Indianola community, and they do that by giving back to local charities and working with many local businesses. Southtown of Indianola working with you and for you. Back after this for second half action. Indianola leading Pella Christian 31-21 on KNIAKRLS.com and Indianola Activities YouTube.
Hi, this is Mike at Langstrad Auto Body. It's deer season again, and I know from experience that whether you're in your car.
And welcome back inside the Indianola Hy-Vee radio broadcast booth on KNIAKRLS.com and Indianola Activities YouTube. Indianola leading Pella Christian 31-21. He's Andrew Schneider. I'm Andrew Swadner. Doing our best on a combined broadcast tonight. Our station, of course, covers both Pella Christian and Indianola. Having a lot of fun. And Indianola with a 10-point lead. And again, fouls a big part of that first half. Pella Christian with the ball to start things off.
In case you missed it, presented by the veterinarians at Tri-County Veterinary Clinic in Pella. Eagles Mulder and Indianola's Kingery, the two studs, 2 fouls apiece.
And just 3 points for Kingery, 6 for Mulder.
Eagles have it on their half of the floor. Right side for Heisman. 1-3-1 zone here for Indianola coming out on this half. It's Skelhaas left wing out to Heisman. Works it right side to Aiden Stoltz. Skip pass back over to Heisman, left wing. Eagles working left to right on your radio dial in their black uniforms. Indianola in their home whites. In the corner, Skelhaas catch and shoot 3! Yes, Skelhaas starts the second half the same way he started the first. Eagles back within 70 to stop.
And again, in case you missed it, presented by DeArmond Ford, Pella Christian led 5-0 for over halfway through the first quarter before this game started to heat up. So Indianola not looking to mirror that as they get it out to Glasscock left side. Now back up top, Naylor. Fakes right, goes left, goes into the lane, has to kick it back out. Kingery fakes left, goes right. Well defended by the Eagles as they find Dre. Pulls up jumper at the elbow. That one's too short. Rebound comes down to Heisman.
May have been partially blocked there, too, as the Eagles bring it down the floor. Here's Heisman, left wing. Out to Stoltz. Stoltz between the circles, back to Jaden. Coach Bohr doesn't sit down too much, if you notice. He does for our football broadcast quite a bit, not when he's on the sideline of the basketball game. Eagles in their possession. Here's Mulder, top of the circle. Eric Mulder, right side to Aiden Stoltz. Down low, Nico Schurz. And there's that extra dribble that he doesn't need to take, so his shot is redirected. And the foul is called on Eric Mulder.
Yeah, I was going to say it was either on Schurz or Mulder on the rebounds. And it's going to be the third for Mulder. And that's
he just
second half adjustments, and that's a rebound you just don't need, especially with 2 fouls.
Nope. And now he's on the bench again. The Eagles are going to have to do this without their best player. And that has been the one knock on Eric Mulder. Great kid. Love what he does on the floor, but he gets into way too much foul trouble. And that is something that I think stopped him from being all-state caliber last year. There were a lot of games like this one where he was gone for several minutes in foul trouble.
Glasscock
in the corner.
Into the corner for 3. It's up no good. Pella Christian with a long rebound, and now they're on the move.
Skelhaus showing off his state 200, 400 speed there. Right side to Stoltz, gets him in a half-court set. Again, without Mulder, who's going to miss probably a good portion of this third quarter. Out to Skelhaus. Back-to-back, no. And the board is controlled by Charlie Wilmot, his fifth.
Over the top pass finds Glasscock, but well defended as they get it back to Wilmot. Layup is up and in. What a great pass from Glasscock, and Charlie Wilmot gets his first points, and Indianola leads by 9, 24-33.
Eagles can't go backwards here, but they'll throw it away into double coverage. Steal for Wilmot.
Glasscock straight to the hoop. Layup is up and in, and Indianola's on a quick run, taking turnovers and turning them into points.
Well, the Eagles just look a bit out of sorts here. They're overmatched by the defense. Good job here by the Indians of changing their defense. And Skelhaus contested three, and that's a huge answer for PC. He's got all 6 in the half and gets him back within 8.
As much as that run was, and it felt like Indianola had a lot of momentum, they're still trailing in this third quarter 6-4 in Indianola ball. Kingery with it, top of the key, and Schurz puts his arm out there, nearly knocks it away, and finally comes up with it after a lot of drama between him and Skelhaus as well as Braden Dre. Skelhaus with another triple.
No, heat check 3 was contested. He'll end up nearly getting the rebound. Instead, it's Glasscock.
Glasscock has it, finds Kingery open left wing. Thought about a 3, crossover, goes into the lane. Layup is up, and a blocking foul is going to be called against the Eagles, and that'll send Kingery to the free throw line for 2 shots. And we've faced, as Indianola, 2 teams in a row that might be the best suited to lock up Kingery in the last couple weeks, or the last week, I should say. Elder for Pella, and now the height and length of Pella Christian, and Kingery with just 2 and a chance at the free throw line. And he's now 0 for 3 at the line.
Yeah, he's just got that 1 3-pointer. Came in the second quarter. Otherwise, he's been shut out. And Dre has done a great job of carrying this team for a guy who just transferred in and has only been with these guys for a handful of months. And I think Kingery will get his at some point, but teams are going to key in on number 22 all season long.
Makes the second free throw, gets it back to a 9-point game. Indianola leads 36-27, and Kingery's got 4 overall.
BC's got to get something going, I think, at this point in juncture in the game. They've got to get it back within a couple here. Left side to Heisman. Heisman, overhead pass to Skelhaus. Shot fake, dribble drive. Center of the lane. Counted and 1. A floater turns into a 3-point play chance as Skelhaus is putting the Eagles on his back here in the third.
They're going to get Glasscock on a push, and it's a good call. Glasscock was trailing the play, and I think he thought Skelhaus was going to dump it off and pass it down low, and just a little bit too much contact.
And Skelhaus will finish it. He's got 12, 9 of which have come here in the third quarter. Eagles back within 6.
Naylor has it up top, finds Kingery. Now Wilmot, top of the key. Finds Naylor as a handoff, dribbling right side, goes right into Schurz, and layup is up and in, and that's that safety you have to play with 2 fouls again, as Schurz most likely would have been more aggressive if he'd not had the foul trouble.
This is why the Eagles need to get their shooting going, because I think the Indians are going to have a lot of, with Mulder and Schurz in foul trouble, a lot of uncontested 2s that they're going to be able to get. And again, the Eagles are trying this alley-oop game, and they don't got 6'9" down there. I mean, credit Indianola for the defense they're playing, but those are the plays you make, Swadner, when you got Eric Mulder on the floor. The Eagles have to adjust without him being out there.
So trying to run that same play is really tough, and 6'6", 6'9" is just not comparable. Those extra 3 inches and the length of Mulder.
And Indianola's speed underneath.
And Glasscock tried to get it to Kingery, is tipped up by Schurz, and now Kingery has it. Knocked out of bounds by Schurz, and it will be Indianola ball on the sideline. 3:45 left to go in the third. Capital Orthopedics and Sports Medicine game reset. Indianola leads 38-30, 3:45 left to go in the third quarter. And Indianola with 1 team foul, Pella Christian with 2 over halfway in the third quarter. Capital Orthopedics and Sports Medicine getting you back in the game. For more information and a list of services, go to dsmcapitalortho.com. Pella Christian back in the zone, pass down low, stolen away by Fransman off the bench.
2 turnovers for Indianola in this half. Dribble, drive, Skelhaus to touch, no. At this point, I think he's trying to play hero ball with Eric not going, and that was trying to do a little too much. Kingery for 3.
And that one, again, just doesn't look clean from Drew tonight, and we know he's that talented of a player, but maybe tried to get things going, as now we're just trading long 3-point buckets, and rebound by Pella Christian and a block by Wilmot, and Kingery comes up with it, and Indianola's on the move. Kingery off the foot of Skelhaus, who did a nice job hustling back, and now Pella Christian's on the move.
Step back 3. Yes, Levi Skelhaus. 12 points keeping the Eagles single-handedly in this game.
All 12 for Pella Christian in this third quarter, and Indianola's lead is down to 5, 38-33. Kingery has it, back up top, Naylor. Open, Kingery drives inside, puts up a floater off the front of the rim. No, Wilmot tried to sky for the rebound, but Heisman comes down with it, and Pella Christian can get it back within a possession.
Tyson DeVries, dribble drive, hands it off to Skelhaus. Ooh, he thought about another shot. And instead, inside to Andringa, off some contact and in, and the Eagles are back within one possession. Danny Andringa with our, not quite raise the roof moment, but the Eagles are feeling it now. They were down by as much as 12, and that forces the timeout.
So it was a big run from Pella Christian, 38-35, 2:14 left to go. Let's do our fan of the game. It's presented by Godfather's Express. So if you want to win a free single topping large pizza, stop by Godfather's Express, then listen into the Indianola broadcast to see if you're our fan of the game. Presented by Godfather's Express.
Delivery.com is the restaurant delivery service in Pella with great local restaurants. George's, Canaritos, Yumoto, Liberty Street, Dutch Fix, and more. Fresh food to your door every game night and Tuesdays and Fridays. Ashley Tooney is our fan of the game. She made the order and has $10 toward her next order. Try Delivery.com this weekend and see if you're our next fan of the game next week on KNIA KRLS, presented by Delivery.com. Do want to have a big shout out at the top row. I don't know if you see him in the purple Minnesota State shirt. That's former two-time All-State football player Luke Mulder, the older brother of Eric, in the house tonight.
All right. Do have an Indianola Municipal Utilities instant radio update. Norwalk keeping that game in the gutter, leading Pella 29-20. That game on our sister station, 92.1 KRLS. Pella with 10 turnovers and ice cold from the floor. Would have preferred that last Friday night, but Norwalk being the beneficiaries of it tonight.
Well, and this is the conference, right? I mean, Pella's in some trouble again, and they've shown a propensity to come back, but I have a bad feeling if Pella right now is kind of feeling it. Washington exposed a lot for the Dutch. Indianola ball.
Heimbaugh has the top of the key as Heimbaugh, Brick, and Blake come into the game. The three guys off the bench. As Indianola goes 8 deep, they bring these three guys in for some, rest. Cover and some give the guys some rest over on the bench. As Heimbaugh had 4 points in the first half, he has the ball back up top. Braden Dre now right side Kingery telling everybody to clear out into the wing. Inside Brick back up top. Heimbaugh wide open for three. He'll take it. He'll make it. Knocks it down. Dakota Heimbaugh off the bench has 7, and the lead is back up to 6.
Well, Coach Bohr not happy with that backside defense, and that's how you beat a zone. And one of the 3 ways we've talked about, just the extra pass to Vries. Throws it to nobody. Wow, they'll say it was tipped.
Tipped off of Kingery and out of bounds. He got a pretty good piece of that one.
All right, I didn't see it there at the end. It will stay PC ball as we'll get Stoltz and Schurz in for Franzman. And then Skelhaus gets a well-deserved breather here. 12 points for Levi Skelhaus. Eagles within 6. They've had it back within 3 now. Backing in Schurz, kicks it out to Bennett Sprunk. Elbow jumper is in. Bennett Sprunk gets on the board, and the Eagles trying to keep and hold serve here.
41-37, Indians lead, 1:18 left to go, quarter number 3. Heimbaugh has it, top of the key. Left side, Dre. Back Heimbaugh, right wing, looking inside as it's over to Dre. Just kind of probing this defense as they look down for Brick as Dre picks up his dribble. Has to go somewhere, finally finds Heimbaugh. And a minute to go now in the third quarter. Good defense from the Eagles.
And they're playing that zone, but the difference is Mulder on the floor now gives them so much more when they're playing in that zone.
Kingery, right side, Heimbaugh. Shot fake, dribbling left, gets it over to Dre. And again, just continually probing the outside. They have to try and find a way to get into the middle as Heimbaugh goes inside, puts up a floater, no good. Schurz with the rebound.
His 5th. Eagles have a chance here, Swadner, to really make this a game. 35 seconds remaining. Not sure they hold for one here. Down low, it's Mulder. Open look, and he'll slam it down. Our Raise the Roof moment of the game, presented by Randall Roofing, and the Eagles are back in this one.
41-39, Indians holding for the final shot of this third quarter, which was the Levi Skelhaus show. And Indianola's 10-point halftime advantage, now down to 2, and they hold for the final shot as Braden Dre has it up near half court.
When the moment arises, it's a time for a new roof. Think Randall Roofing.
As it's off the foot of Dre and off of Indianola. I think it hit a Pella Christian player down near the baseline, but they're going to say Eagles ball, and Pella Christian can tie or take the lead as the Eagles tried to bring in a sub, but they're not going to get time.
And here's Tyson DeVries with 4 seconds remaining. He's going to take it to the hole. At the buzzer, no. And the rebound controlled by Heimbaugh. And we have ourselves a ball game, Andrew Swadner. 41-39 inside our Indianola Hy-Vee radio broadcast booth on KNIA KRLS.
Let's meet your Indianola cheerleaders here.
Details Plus Collision Center is Indianola's first choice for auto body and collision repair, winning numerous Best of Warren County awards. Details Plus will work with your insurance company, provides a fast turnaround, and all work is guaranteed. From dings to dents to complete totals, they do it all. Looking to upgrade your truck with a spray-on truck liner or a tonneau cover from Access Covers? They can help with that too. When you need auto body repair, the difference between one shop and the next are the little details. Details Plus Collision Center in Indianola.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Ask me, Chad Klein, at the Verduff Agency in Pella, if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Hi,
This year, U.S. Cellular is making a big deal out of the holidays. You can choose any phone from any brand free.
Welcome back inside the Indianola Hy-Vee radio broadcast booth on KNIAKRLS.com. 7:50 to go in the ball game. He's Andrew Schneider. I'm Andrew Swadner. Indians lead 41-39 and are trying to extend that lead with a possession here in the fourth quarter. Kingery has it into the corner, finds Naylor, dribbling right. Pella Christian picked up their defensive intensity. Kingery, baseline jumper. He's had tough time getting going, and it's missed and rebounded by Heisman.
Eagles could take their first lead since 5-0 back in the first quarter. Into Mulder, into double coverage, and he will shoot through it. Has his first shot blocked, and then it's knocked away again, and it's a turnover after the offensive rebound.
Active hands from Dakota Heimbaugh, just kind of ripping it away from Mulder there. That's tough to do, and it's always dangerous as Mulder brings that ball a little bit too down low to the floor.
Now, Mulder may have been better suited either taking a timeout or finding an outlet pass there. Indianola a chance now to extend that lead again.
Kingery inside Wilmot. Back out Naylor, swings it around Glasscock. Shot fake down low Kingery. Floater is up and finally falls, and Kingery's first points from the field in this second half, and the lead is back up to 4.
Eagles, I think, missed a big opportunity to tie or take the lead as a dribble drive here for Heisman. Through the defense, too strong.
Off the backboard, and Heimbach goes up and grabs the rebound. 6:40 to go in the ball game. Indianola looks to be a little bit more in control than they were at the end of that third quarter. Kingery drives inside, gets it down low. Wilmot layup is up and in. What a pass and what a finish from Charlie Wilmot. Just kind of split through the Twin Towers.
The problem here for the Eagles is that they're rushing their shots, right? They're not taking that extra pass. That time, though, good jump stop by Nico Scherz, and he's finally on the board. That's a big answer for PC. Now they need to stop. Indians need to keep the score going.
The backside help was there, but Scherz just grabbed it too strong and ripped it through. Indianola wants to try and grab that away before he can get a good grip on it, and it leads to the layup.
And the Eagles are at some point here soon, I think, going to have to extend their zone and take a risk. No-look pass into Wilmot, and he'll finish for 2. What a pass again. Kingery not scoring tonight, but he's facilitating.
Back up to 6 is the lead, 47-41, and it's Eagles ball in their half court.
Aiden Stoltz, contested 3 on the way. No, they got to get him going. Here's a rebound, a foul called on Indianola. Hitting the deck is number 20 for PC, DeVries.
That's a really tough one on Heimbaugh. It ends up being a good call, but Heimbaugh tried to tip the ball out to himself and just missed it and ran it to DeVries.
Eagles have their best scoring 5 on the floor here, Swadner. Nico Scherz, Eric Mulder, Levi Skelhaus back in with DeVries and with Heisman. Or excuse me, that's Stoltz on the near side. Aiden Stoltz has been cold here tonight shooting. He's their three-point guy most nights, and I think he's been well contained here by the Indians. Outside to Skelhaus. Dre in his face. Contested shot. And Levi Skelhaus is feeling it here in the second half, and he's going blow for blow with Indianola.
Yeah, 3 points in the first half and then exploded there in that third quarter, keeping Pella Christian in it. It's 47-43. Let's do a full Capital Orthopedics and Sports Medicine game reset. We're under 6 minutes to go. Indianola leads 47-43, and they have the ball length of the floor to go. 2 fouls apiece for both squads, so that might be something to watch down the stretch, as if one team falls behind, a lot of fouls to give. You almost want to tell your guys, anyone but Eric Mulder and probably Nico Scherz, if they're getting a layup, make them earn it, and make them earn it at the free throw line for the Eagles. And if you're Indianola, kind of got a free rein to go right at Mulder and maybe try and draw some of those fouls.
Yep, and that's your creative idea, also drawn up by Grant Appeal for Branding Print Web Video Interactive. Eagles trying to get themselves back in this game, and they have. Call Brand Appeal, relentless for you. It's been a lot of fun here, Squad Father, here in the second half. Eagles making it a game, just as it so often is in the Little Hawkeye Conference.
5:20 to go in the ball game. Indianola ball leading by 4. They find Kingery on a cut, and it's swatted away by Mulder, and Eagles have the ball in the open court.
That's where they were missing Mulder in the first half. Heisman, his 4th rebound.
Pass gets over right side. Skelhaas has had the hot hand. Now back around Stoltz. They're looking for Mulder inside, but they're going to find an open shot into the corner. That one's off the side of the backboard and tipped out, however, goes right back to the Eagles as Heisman has it.
That was his plan all along, Swadner.
Nice pass to himself as they get it down to Mulder up top. He's double teamed down low, and Dre just knocks it away from him as Mulder hits the deck. Naylor finds Wilmot out in the open floor, gets everybody to miss, and now blocked and out of bounds off the Eagles. Jaden Heisman. You make the one tall guy miss. You try to go up, and just a second tall guy comes in there.
Ow! Have mercy. We are seeing some good play in the paint here.
4:38 left to go in the game. Indianola still leads by 4 with the ball. They try to go to Kingery underneath. Naylor has it wide open. Dre for 3. Knocks it down. His 4th triple, and the lead is back up to 7.
Now the Eagles, I think, are letting this game slip away here. They've had their chances on offense, Swadner, but credit the Indianola defense preventing Mulder from having any kind of impact as Heisman just tried to force it through 4 or 5 defenders, and it's off his foot out of bounds.
They're going to say off of Pella Christian,
yeah.
Cooper Naylor was right in the middle of the thick of things and just kind of kept tapping it back off the Eagles, and they couldn't quite get the hand on it.
Well, here's what I think the Eagles have learned tonight. They can keep up with Indianola when they're in control. They've been out of control here in this 4th quarter. I think trying to rush and force too much. They've had plenty of possessions here and extra possessions, Andrew, to come back in this game, but it feels like Indianola is on the brink here.
McCoy True Value timeout called by Coach Ebling and the Indians with exactly 4 minutes left to go. In case you missed it, presented by DeArmond Ford. A big 3 on the last possession by Braden Dre scored Indianola's 9th point to this 4th quarter, and they get a 4-point lead up to a 7-point lead. That's in case you missed it, presented by DeArmond Ford.
Is that also maybe our raise the roof moment of the game there, Swadner?
That's
a big one.
I'll go ahead and say that was tonight's...
I don't want to pressure you.
No, I'll go ahead and say it. Tonight's raise the roof moment of the game presented by the Indianola YMCA. And, of course, no matter where you are on your journey, the Y is where you can be, belong, and become. Explore their offerings to discover new ways to connect your purpose, potential, and each other at the Indianola YMCA.
Tonight's game brought to you by BSN Sports and Windmill Print Stitch in Pella. Windmill Print Stitch is a locally owned, decorated apparel company in Pella, and they're a proud partner of BSN Sports. If you need apparel for your team or business, call Phil with BSN Sports at 620-8337 or stop into the BSN Windmill Print Stitch office on Southeast 14th Street in Paradise.
If I'm Coach Ebling and he knows X's and O's much better than me,
probably me too.
Indianola takes a good shot only.
Yep.
I mean, it's 7 points. Pella Christian's probably not going to go on a huge run without Indianola's ball handlers at least having a hand in it. And I'd force Pella Christian to come out and play defense, and we'll see what we get here. Dre has it, hands it off Kingery.
Eagles have switched to a man-to-man here now, or at least a 1-3. Well, it looks like man-to-man, trying to force maybe a turnover.
Glasscock has it top of the key. Looking up top, Wilmot. Indianola looks to just be playing kind of a spread flex right now again. Trying to force Pella Christian on anything as Dre drives inside. Floaters up no good, and Mulder with the rebound, and that's the stop the Eagles needed.
PC still a chance here. Skelhaas thought about a shot. Instead, Stoltz. Can he finally get it to go? Yes! A huge 3. Aiden Stoltz had been cold all night, and he finally finds one that puts the Eagles back within shouting distance.
Dribbling right side, Kingery gets by everybody, puts up a floater over Mulder, and that's exactly what Kingery needed. Gets the answer, and it looks like Schurz, I didn't see what happened, hit the deck on the backside.
He slipped.
And it looks like he just slipped on some sweat, and really unfortunate, stops the game with 3:11 left to go. Came up gingerly a little bit.
He needs a second. This is a McCoy True Value officials timeout, 52-46. This is why the Eagles need their shots, right? Because I think at this rate in the game, barring a really aggressive defense, Indianola is going to get a lot of 2s. PC has got to hit a couple more 3s, and I think they need to get it here in pretty short order if they really want this to be a game again.
Well, I do want to commend the play of Eric Mulder. Picked up his 3rd foul, basically a minute, maybe 2 into that 3rd quarter, and he's played foul-free the rest of the way. Nico Schurz, 2 fouls in the first half, foul-free the rest of the way.
Can the Eagles find another bucket here, down by 6? They've got, at the very worst, trade With 3 minutes remaining, they got to start making their moves now, though.
Heisman has it. They look inside to Mulder. One-on-one with Glasscock. A lot of height differences. Mulder's turnaround shot is up and in.
Mulder for 2.
Gets
Eric
it back
Mulder
down to a 4-point lead.
And again, he's in double figures despite the fact he missed most of the second quarter.
Dre dribbling around. Under 3 minutes to go. 2:37 and counting to be exact, as Naylor has it for Indianola. Dribbling right side on Mulder, out to Dre, wide open for three. Too strong, and Mulder tracks down the rebound, and Pella Christian can get it back within a possession here.
10.7 rebounds for Mulder in what has become a limited game action here, as Aiden Stoltz has it right side. Stoltz dribbles all the way out to the eye of Indianola. Left corner, Heisman contested three, airmails it, and that rebound is, I'll say, off of Wilmot on the baseline.
So
it stays PC ball.
I don't know if I didn't get a good look at it. I was looking on the other side, and it looked like Wilmot
didn't
touched
take a
it.
photo in time, sorry.
Could have
replay.
had a photo finish, but it's Pella Christian ball and a big break with 2:13 left to go in the ball game.
Into Schurz on the inbound, center of the lane. Gets the roll, no.
Good move.
Defense.
Couldn't finish. Kingery with 2 fouls, played well and altered the shot just enough, as now Naylor has it. And Indianola can, as long as Naylor gets rid of it here, and he does, gets it over to Glasscock, can take a lot of time off this clock by just dribbling around.
Naylor, by the way, big ups here tonight. 8 rebounds, despite the fact he's been oversized inside tonight.
So Naylor dribbling around right side, gets it over to Dre. Again, if I'm Indianola, I don't shoot. I force Pella Christian to start fouling me, and that's exactly what Coach Bohr is saying.
I don't think he wants Dre to be the one. Dre steps on the baseline. What a turnover.
So Dre dribbled baseline, tried to get it off to Wilmot, and the dump off was fine, but Dre stepped on the baseline. And if I'm Coach Ebling, I say we don't need that. Pella Christian has a minute 35 now. If I'm Indianola, I don't take any shots at all.
Well, and PC can take it too. They still don't have to sit here and rush and try to play massive catch-up here. Although I think they want to score somewhat quickly.
And Dre just takes it away from Skelhaus down the floor. One-on-one with Schurz. Layup is up and in, and a foul is called. And that is another raise-the-roof moment of the game. Braden Dre immediately makes up for his mistake with 1:17 left to go and gives a 6-point Indianola advantage.
I think the Eagles are going to learn a lot here tonight. They know that they can compete for a conference championship. I think that's part A. Indianola really needed this game. They're in the driver's seat here late. If Dre nails this, I don't say it's over, but it's close.
Indianola just 2 of 6 at the line tonight.
But PC made too many little mistakes, and Indianola is just too good of a team, and you know this, to take advantage. Contested jumper, no. Mulder will end up with a contested rebound as he tries to rack up his numbers. 8 rebounds, 10 points. Floater doesn't go. Here's the long arms of PC.
Get Wilmot over the top as Schurz tried to grab the rebound. Really not a bad foul, just the third team foul, and it stops any sort of kind of broken play.
Yeah, why at this point would you, if you're Indianola, not use it, and we have another McCoy True Value timeout?
58.6 seconds remaining, and that 3-point play by Braden Dre is my nominee right now, and probably is going to be my DeArmond Ford Radio Key play of the game. It was a 4-point contest. Dre stepped on the baseline and turned it over, in case you missed it, presented by DeArmond Ford, and it looked like Pella Christian had a chance to get it back within a possession. Dre gets the steal, drives down, makes the layup, gets the and one, and that's the difference in this game right now.
Yeah, and credit Braden Dre. Shut out in the third quarter. That's how PC climbed back, and, you know, for being a newcomer to this team, Braden Dre already has kind of become, in many ways, the go-to guy, at least outside, and for him to hit the shots he's hit down the stretch, a huge 3 that made it back to a 2-possession game, and he's had back-to-back huge buckets and a prime opportunity to shut down PC here.
So Dre, again, the Indians' leading scorer. He was against Pella, and he is tonight with, I've got him for 17 points for Braden Dre. No other Indian in double figures. Kingery's close with 8. Wilmot with 6. Naylor with 7. And Heimbaugh with 7.
Well, here's a IMU Instant Radio Update. Knoxville 54, Sheraton 34. In the world of transitive properties, what would Sheraton do against Indianola, Pella, or Pella Christian?
They'd have to win, and now Pella Christian turns it over as Schurz was looking into the corner for Aiden Stoltz and threw it to Eric Mulder.
Well, and that second foul is going to be my key play for the Hormel Foods radio key play for PC. as we'll get another McCoy True Value timeout here for the Indians. That stretch where Eric Mulder was off the floor is when the Indians took off. And those 2 fouls were so critical. I thought it was a really poor call. But regardless, Mulder put himself again in some foul trouble. And when he was not on the floor in that second quarter, the Indians were able to pull away. There was no rebounding advantage anymore for PC. Offensively, they didn't have anything else. And unfortunately, that was the turning point for Indianola to be able to take the lead. And so often in a comeback, Swadner, you know this, you need to take the lead to put pressure back on the other team, and that never happened.
And you just waste so much energy trying to come back that you get that run, and it just kind of comes to a close, and that's what we've seen here. Not that Indianola's answered a huge run, but they've just done exactly what they needed to do and gotten those points. So Pella Christian always going to be a tough out in the conference, and they're going to have trouble making up this 7-point deficit with less than a minute to go. But again, top 4 or 5 in this conference, there's never going to be an easy night. Even extend that to 6 with some teams, as Naylor had Glasscock, now has to get it all the way back out to Wilmot as we resume play. And I think Pella Christian has to foul here at some point, and now they're going to foul Dre. And they still have to foul twice with 51.2 seconds remaining. Indianola maybe take a cheeky one here and try to force up a shot when you know Pella Christian's fouling you.
Yeah, at this point. Do have another Indianola Municipal Utilities Instant Radio Update. DCG 48, Grinnell 17. When we're talking top half of the conference, there is a gap between 1 and 8, and I think,
yeah,
or at least 1 through 4 and number 7 and 8, all DCG in
Dre
Grinnell.
Fouled away from the ball by Skelhaus. Just picks up, I believe, his second, team 5th, so 44.1 seconds to go. And you got to feel like if Indianola can run some sort of play and get a layup here, it's going to be really tough for Pella Christian, as Dre in the backcourt defended by Skelhaus. Dribbling left and fouled by Skelhaus again, who picks up his 3rd, team 6th.
No other choice at this point, but at this point, I think Rick Wilson is walking it out again. He's not even up here. He is, I think, somewhere actually legitimately walking it out.
I think he's probably down in the middle of the student section.
Oh, yeah. Leading the chants.
Yep. It's been a while since he's gotten a chance to do that, as we see Dre fouled by Aiden Stoltz, and that will finally be in bonus now, as Braden Dre, who's 1 for 1 on the day at the free throw line, will try to add some more insurance as we see Heimbaugh come off, Wilmot come on.
The road ahead is presented by PellaMotors.com, and for the Eagles, Mr. Swadner, they get a bye coming up next week, and then they are at home versus Grinnell. Friday game coverage on the Pella Christian High School YouTube channel. That's Pella Christian versus Grinnell. Eagles looking to get a bounce-back win and get back to 2-1 in the conference. On the road ahead, presented by PellaMotors.com, where you'll drive away happy. That's the Pella Motors guarantee. Dre makes the first, and Dre makes the second.
Well, I will say,
and there's your ball game.
For Indianola, how about a opening salvo of Pella Christian DCG on Friday nights at Little Hawkeye Conference play?
And when you have a new player even as good as Dre has been, there's a putback and a shot that's in for Nico Schurz and a quick McCoy True Value timeout. These are games that Indianola, those are more complete teams on paper coming in, right? And next game for Indianola's boys are going to be, I don't think it determines and finishes the conference race, but boy, that's another huge one. And DCG's had a much easier path to 2-0 than the other 3 teams, Pella Christian, and Indianola in the conference.
Well, we do have a huge Indianola Municipal Utilities instant radio update. Speaking of the other side of the conference, Norwalk 39, Pella 38. And Pella's not going away, and despite trailing by 9, that's just what they do.
When the defending champions, they have that kind of pedigree, and they can score that fast. I think the issue right now for Pella is leadership. They lost Grant Nelson, who is one of the, may not go down statistically, but certainly one of the all-time great athletes at Pella High School, a state track and basketball champion, and just a true leader in every sense of the word. They've got to find that guy. The other thing they need to do is find Carl Miller Moore. He scored nada in the first half, and he's their best player overall. Noah Allen's probably their best scorer, but Miller's their best player. He had 9, the driller, in the third quarter.
Indianola, length of the floor to go, 26.7 seconds remaining. Naylor will throw it in after the bucket by Schurz. They get it into Kingery. Cross-court pass finds Dre with 23 seconds. And again, not the guy you want to foul, but the guy you're forced to foul with 22 seconds remaining. Braden Dre will head to the free throw line for 1-1.
Foul number 15,
the Eagles are contenders in this conference. I'm going to say that right now. I think this is the fastest and best team they've played all year. they've got the size. If they can keep Mulder on the floor, this game I think is very different. But there's the miss. The rebound is stepped out of bounds and will go to PC.
Wilmot tried to tip it out of the hands of Mulder. And, Indianola does maybe, Wilmot's 6'4", 6'5", Kingery's 6'4", 6'5", but they're both lengthy too. So it's not just going to be, you're not going to see a lot of these players in Class 2A for Pella Christian.
No. And the end goal for PC as Heisman for 3, way off the mark. That's with the other issue here tonight is Kingery gets the rebound. And the Indians will dribble this one out.
3 seconds to go. Kingery grabs it. A hard-fought battle in Little Hawkeye Conference play, but Indianola improves to 1-1 with the 57-50 victory over the Eagles. Fantastic contest. Post-game coverage coming up after this on the One Countdown for today's local sports coverage. KNIA KRLS and KNIAKRLS.com and Indianola Activities YouTube.
Thanksgiving is come and gone. Christmas is right around the corner. It's the season for all those holiday get-togethers, lots of cooking for friends and family. So when it's just you, do you really want to cook? Hey, I don't need an excuse not to cook, but a really good excuse is Delivery.com because they'll bring hot, fresh food from local Pella restaurants right to you. Whether you're at home, whether you're at the office, wherever you are, you can have it delivered right to you by going to Delivery.com. Hot, fresh food from local restaurants right here in Pella. Give them a try today. Delivery.com.
If you got a mouse running through your house, call Maniga Pest Control.
Mice and other rodents will be trying to take up residence inside your warm home during this cold Iowa winter. Not only are they annoying, but they also cause damage to your home and leave behind diseases. We'll get them out and help you keep others from getting in. I'm Sean with Maniga Pest Control, and I want to kill your bugs.
Call 628-3198. Maniga Pest Control.
You don't want to pick up garbage, but lucky for you, someone else does. Your hometown choice for garbage is TRM Disposal in Indianola. They offer dumpster and roll-off rentals for construction jobs, small remodeling jobs, or basement cleanouts. Seriously, you need to distress, clean out your entire house, throw it in a dumpster, and let TRM Disposal pick it up.
This is Sarah with TRM Disposal, where we pride ourselves on being a local family-owned company with old-fashioned customer service.
Hot deals going on right now at your local Indianola Hy-Vee. Get lean cuisine favorites 4 for $9 or 3 for $5 on Pillsbury Grands or Sweet Biscuits. Get Midwest Pork Boneless Top Loin Chop 5 for $5. Also 10 for $10 on Hy-Vee Pasta. And also 5 for $10 on Hy-Vee Natural Cheese. And $6.48 for Quilted Northern Bath Tissue or Brownie Paper Towels. All that and more at your local Indianola Hy-Vee.
As we're settling in for another Iowa winter, think about what the cold weather does to your garage door. Low temperatures can cause lubrication problems, metal to contract, and springs to become brittle. And consistent wet weather can cause your door to swell. Those things can lead to big problems, like your door getting stuck or not working at all. And that's the last thing you want to deal with in the freezing cold. Make sure those things don't happen by calling DeYoung Door Service for an inspection of your garage door today.
Hi, this is Kurt DeYoung. We're the gurus of garage doors. DeYoung Door Service in Pella.
Winter is here, and so are the latest deals for your local Napa and Indianola. Get a 216-piece VersaStack Mechanics tool set for $99.99. Get a Craftsman 2000 Series 26-inch 5-drawer chest for $319. We also know oil. You could win a PlayStation 5 with the purchase of any Castrol Edge high-mileage motor oil. You can also save 20% on Rain X Latitude water repellency beam wiper blades and $6.99 for a 20-pound bag of ice melt. All this and more at your local Napa and Indianola. Now that's Napa Know-How.
Hey Mom, I've got my Christmas list done.
What's on it?
A PC, VR headset, and some Xbox games.
You can ask for anything.
2 hours later.
Can I get that Christmas list back?
Why?
I want to add a new smartphone and wireless headphones.
12 seconds later.
Can I see that Christmas list again?
You're relentless with that list, just like Brand Appeal has been relentless in making sure all of our print collateral at work is ready to go for the big trade show next week.
For branding, print, web, interactive, and video, get Brand Appeal. Relentless for you.
Hormel Foods in Knoxville is hiring. They have openings on first, second, and third shift for positions including quality control, operations, and maintenance starting at $17.85 an hour. All 9 positions will receive the shift differential. Quality control and operations will receive a 50-cent an hour increase at 3 months and an additional 50-cent an hour increase at 6 months. Employees will be offered weekly pay up to $1,000, a free 2-year college tuition, compressive benefits, paid vacation, and a 401k. Apply today at HormelJobsKnoxville.com.
And welcome to post-game coverage on KNIA and KRLS.com, Indianola Activities YouTube, and the Greater Iowa Credit Union Radio post-game show. Get up to $200 cash in your pocket when you get your auto loan with Greater Iowa Credit Union. Terms and conditions may apply. Indianola basketball wins 57-50 over Pella Christian, joined by Indians junior Braden Dre. Braden, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Well, tell us a little bit about knowing the difficulties of playing a team like Pella Christian. Maybe the tallest team you'll see ever, if not just this season.
Yeah, just guys got to be able to help, backside help, and just come together and talk on defense. And we all just came together and got it done.
Well, speaking of some of the difficulties in practice, how did you prepare, if at all, for kind of knowing that, hey, anytime in the lane, I'm going to have to probably alter my shot?
We had one of our assistant coaches who's about 6'10". We had him play as big guy, and we just practiced helping on defense all week.
We'll talk about that help defense because, again, when they catch that pass over the top, that guy behind has to be there. Otherwise, it's just going to be a dunk or a layup, and you can't give up those easy points.
Yeah, we fronted him, and then backside help, and then the other guys got to help the corner if they kick it over there, and that's just how we did it.
All right, well, another slow start for the Indians. Don't like to see that too much, but recovered in that first half. Talk a little bit about what wasn't working, and then you got the scoring started a little bit for the Indians as you went on a run.
Yeah. We just weren't making shots, and we just had to come together and try and slow down instead of speeding up, and we came together and just started making shots.
Well, talk a little bit about execution down the stretch, too. I know you had the unfortunate turnover, and that, again, was a two-possession game at that point, but then had my key play of the game, get the steal, get the finish. How'd you feel, first of all, after the turnover, and then knowing that, hey, probably made up for it there?
Yeah, I did. But, I don't know, just keep working. We just kept working, and not much to it,
Yeah, well, talk a little bit about difficulties. I mean, you play North Polk, a really solid team, Pella Christian, Ankeny, DCG. It feels like this Indian squad is going to be battle-tested. Is that how you want to be going into the break?
Oh, yeah. We want those tough games. We want to learn and play together for that March.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Nice to meet you. Congratulations on the win. And head coach Jeff Ebling after this on KNIA.
Family member. You are what makes Pella a great place to live, work, and play. And Pella Fiber is dedicated to bringing you the connections you need to live life to its fullest. So while big telecommunications companies see you as just another number on a profit statement, you'll always be much more to us. Pella Fiber. Neighbors, not numbers. Join us at PellaFiber.com and connect to what really matters.
Welcome back to the Greater Iowa Credit Union Radio post-game show. Indianola boys win 57-50 over Pella Christian, joined by head coach Jeff Ebling. Coach, we heard from Braden about preparing for the towers of Pella Christian. Talk about the difficulties in preparing for a team that might, again, be the tallest you'll see all season long.
Yeah, I mean, Eric Mulder in the post is, quite the player. And we were trying to decide, all week since we only had one game this week, do we go zone and try to pack it in, or do we go man? And obviously we started out in our, 2-3 zone, but, we kind of went to man most of that game. And, I thought Charlie Wilmot, Brady Blake, Drew, they did a great job front in the post. Cooper Naylor was down there a little bit. And, I thought our guards gave us great backside help. Casey Glasscock and Braden Dre and Dakota Heimbaugh and, Bennett Brick. I mean, all of them did what they had to do. And, I thought we controlled their penetration a little bit. They didn't, get to the lane too many times. They got there a couple times, but not too many times. And, their three-point shooters really didn't have that many clean looks either. And that was a big part of our game plan is, we got to help, but we got to make sure we chase them off that three-point line. And I thought we did that tonight. And, it was just enough to get this win, this week. And now we rest for a day and get ready for Monday.
Well, absolutely. And I wanted to talk about that fronting defender because that takes trust. And knowing that the guy behind you isn't going to make you look stupid, for lack of a better word, because you're kind of hung out to dry, and that takes trust for the squad, and it felt like that was showing tonight.
Well, and it also takes trust from our coaching staff. I was more of a three-quarter, front. And, after our first game against North Polk, we guys kind of said, hey, we kind of feel more comfortable full front and still high and go. As long as we backside help, I'm okay with it. And tonight we showed it. I mean, like you said, 6'9", 6'7". I mean, 6'8". They had, grown-sized men in there, and I thought we did a great job competing for those. And we just got to make sure we continue to get better. And I'm just glad that we were able to kind of withstand their run there late in the third quarter and kind of get back and made the plays down the stretch and free throws to take this one tonight.
Well, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but another slow start for the Indians. I guess what isn't working that they're having trouble scoring first 4 minutes of that first quarter now?
Right now, that's the greatest mystery. I don't know. We put a couple new sets in and things like that, try to get them going. And, I thought we had some good looks. We just, couldn't really get the shots to fall. And, of course, Pella Christian comes out and hits a three right away, and kind of gets their crowd going right away. But it's a work in progress, and I thought we played a very good end of the first quarter and into the first half. That was a team that was averaging 74 points a game, and we held them down to 50, I believe. So, we did our job defensively, and if we can continue to improve on that, the offense will come, the shots will come, and we just got to keep staying positive with each other and just keep working together and try to get better each day.
I continue to be impressed by this Indians bench, those three guys coming off the bench. It's not only points, but you can kind of put them in interchangeably at almost positions 1 through 5. I know Blake plays, backup center, but he's the guy that's capable of bringing the ball up the floor. Dakota Heimbaugh doesn't always have to be at that 1-2 spot. He gets down and scraps with it, and Brick kind of feels like is that player that can go anywhere. How is that versatility of those guys? And then you see them start to put up the stats, too, immediate impacts off the bench.
Well, and that's a big key for us. Like you said, Brady isn't the biggest guy. I mean, he does work extremely hard. He got us at 3. Bennett got us to 3 there early. And I thought, one of the bigger threes that we had tonight was Dakota Heimbaugh at the top there to kind of take, I think it was a 3-point lead to a 6-point lead in the fourth quarter. So, having that security of, if someone's not really playing well that night, that they can trust that their teammate is probably going to be able to step in. Now, it's hard to sometimes give up your minutes, as a high schooler, but in the grand scheme of things, sometimes you just have to, adapt, and if someone's playing well, you kind of roll with it. Tonight I thought they gave us all great minutes. I tried to rotate a little bit earlier tonight than I did the previous 2 games, and that's still a work in progress for us as a coaching staff, trying to, find out those minutes and try to, making sure that they're not out there for a short period of time where they're not getting in the flow, but yet, at the same time of, getting the other guys in there as well. So, I've been pleased with our progress so far, and we just got to continue to keep going. This is not an easy stretch, with Pella Christian. You got Ankeny on Monday, then where are we at?
DCG
on next Friday. It's not an easy stretch, so we're just taking it day by day, and Sunday night we'll come back in, get ready for Ankeny, and lace them up on Monday night.
Well, I certainly don't want to act like this is a call-out on Drew Kingery by any means, but he's had a tough go of it so far. Not only lengthy teams, but teams picking on him specifically. I mean, changing their defenses to go specifically at Drew, and it hasn't been easy. So talk about less about maybe, him not finding it easy for scoring, but the other guys stepping up when they need to.
Well, and Drew is the kind of person where, he's probably frustrated. He hasn't probably shot it as well as he, has hoped. But you know what? He's still making plays. He's rebounding. He's getting the ball where it needs to go. He's, directing traffic out there. I think he would be the first one to tell you that, as long as we win, that's the main goal. And, all that other stuff, it'll happen. I mean, every shooter, every scorer has these, little, I guess you can say, periods where, maybe the shots aren't falling. I thought a couple of his shots were really good shots tonight. They just didn't fall. And, he's just got to keep shooting with confidence. At the free throw line, that was uncharacteristic of him as well. I think he missed 3 or 4 free throws. And, that just happens. We'll just get him in the gym, get him some more shots. And, you just got to be positive about it. It'll come around. And I think he's, a pretty mentally tough kid. He'll just keep working at it. And, we're going to be there to support him in any way that we can.
And we certainly know how talented he is as well. Any final thoughts on the 57-50 win over Pella Christian?
No, I was very pleased with our effort, physicality, fighting against those, as I was called, grown men. And, we're happy with this win, and hopefully we can get another one on Monday.
All right, thank you very much for joining us. More after this on KNIA and the Greater Iowa Credit Union Radio Postgame Show.
The holiday season is upon us, and with that comes the fun of decorating. McCoy True Value in Indianola has all the holiday decorations you're looking for, from trees to lights and their wide variety of holiday ornaments. McCoy True Value has what you need to make this holiday season a little more festive. And don't forget about the extra supplies like extension cords, exterior lights, and if you're like me, the smoke detectors when your family dinner goes wrong. When it comes to the holidays, McCoy True Value in Indianola has you covered. McCoy True Value, service with heart.
Honey.
These are so good.
Honey, calm down. You're embarrassing me.
These ribs are fall off the bone, melt in your mouth good. I knew Houston's on Main had amazing wood oven pizza, but ribs like this, oh man, this is a game changer.
I get it, but will you at least calm down, please? It's Friday and it's date night.
Okay, I'll calm down. By the way, are you going to eat those?
Go ahead.
Houston's on Main in Milo, the home of Milo's best wood oven pizza.
Van Manen, Seedstra, Meyer, and Nickel may be a long name, but they serve businesses and individuals with both short and long names. When you let the professional CPAs at Van Manen, Seedstra, Meyer, and Nickel both save you time and give you peace of mind, you'll have more time to do the things that are important to you, like grow your business, spend time with your family, or volunteer in the community. You'll even have enough time on your hands to say their full name.
Save time and gain peace of mind with Van Manen, Seedstra, Meyer, and Nickel.
Planting 1,000 trees on our cattle farm to block the breeze? It makes for good neighbor relations, and my numbers were good. So Bank Iowa said, let's make it happen.
A revolutionary roll-on butter product that takes the mess out of corn on the cob. Makes sense, right? My business plan and numbers are solid. So Bank Iowa said, let's make it happen.
Stop by your local Bank Iowa or visit us online at bankiowa.bank. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. All loans are subject to approval.
And we're back on KNIA, KRLS.com. It's our continuing coverage of Pella Christian boys basketball with head coach J.D. Bohr following a tough loss to Indianola, 57-50. Coach, I think no one had any delusions that anyone was going undefeated in this conference. It's a very low risk. You're on the road against one of those preseason contenders, and Indianola got you behind the 8 ball early. You got in some foul trouble early, and they were able to get a big lead in the second half. You had a comeback try in the third, came up just short, and then your team felt like they were pressing a little bit there in the fourth quarter. Indianola pulls away. Your initial thoughts, Coach, about a tough loss, your first of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a fun game. You know, I thought both teams played really hard. Man, just a grinder of a game, right? I mean, just defensively, both teams really stepping in defensively and making some big-time defensive plays. A lot of really good athletes on the floor out there tonight. You know, and offensively, they were finding ways to get it going a little bit. Obviously making some shots there in the first half. I think they made 7 threes. And, man, we just never really found a good rhythm. I credit Indianola. I thought they did some good things to take some of our main options away and force us to go a different direction and, you know, use their athleticism on the defensive end of the floor really well. Would have loved to see us get into a better flow, but proud of our guys for bouncing back there in the third quarter, putting a nice run together. You know, I kind of knew we would. It kind of felt like we would. But in those situations, you just got to get over the top sometimes. You know, we had the ball down by 2. And actually got it inside there to Eric, and they stripped down on it and got a steal, ended up with 2 points on the other end, and that's a 4-point swing when we really needed one, you know, and we just couldn't find ways to get over the top tonight.
Well, and this team is deep. This Eagles team is obviously very good, as we've seen through the early part of the season. But if you're going to have success against these top teams in the conference, you need Eric Mulder on the full floor. He picked up 2 really quick fouls early, and that seemed like it changed the complexion of the first half. Not that the other guys couldn't get the flow, but it felt like it was kind of a downer for your team, and they weren't able to overcome that. And again, Eric ended up having a fairly nice night when he got back in the second half, but it feels like he's a guy you need on the floor against a team with this kind of speed and dribble drive ability.
Yeah, I mean, I do think we have other guys who can do it. Nico was actually in foul trouble too, you know, so that put us down both of those big men, which kind of changes what we do offensively a little bit. But, you know, that's not really – I mean, those things are going to happen. When you play with a big guy like that, you're going to end up in those situations. And we play a few of those big guys, so we end up in those spots, and that's okay. They're going to pick up some fouls, and that's just the way it goes. But, yeah, it did kind of disrupt our flow. A little bit of us not getting into or getting the guys that are normally on the floor. You know, our rotation was a little bit messed up there for a little bit, and then Indianola just really hounding us on the defensive end of the floor made it just hard for us to find any rhythm offensively.
Well, you did make your run, and it was the Levi Skelos show in that third quarter, and he has that ability to take over games. You saw it a few times last year, and you're hoping he has that ability this year. There were other guys on the floor that had some big shots, no doubt, in that quarter. But when Levi's on, this team plays really, really well, and he had a shot going.
Yeah, he did. He was making a few threes there, really found a way to claw us back into the game when offense was hard to come by. It helps when you just have a guy who can make a few shots, and he did that there in the third quarter especially. And we knew our run would come, right? I mean, you just feel that game, and I didn't think we played very well, especially in the first half. And I told the guys at halftime, let's relax a little bit. I thought we lost our composure. Let's go make a big run. And we knew it would come, and it did. And ultimately, we just weren't able to make the plays once we got there. You just got to keep it going and find a couple big plays on both ends of the floor. And again, I give those guys a ton of credit at Indianola because they struggled a little bit there in the third quarter, and eventually they kind of figured things out, especially against our zone, that they found a couple easy baskets and got themselves in a spot to stay on top.
Well, and I think despite the fact, Coach, you have a very experienced team, right? They played all through last year against these teams. There is still some youth there, and you don't play a ton of close games all the time, and you did last year, but yet this season you really haven't had a lot of those late game situations. It felt like at times things were a little rushed, whether that was partially Indianola's defense, but it also felt like some unforced errors for you in that stretch run. That was the difference, right, between you taking a 2-point lead or making that run continue to giving Indianola just a few too many extra chances, and with especially Braden Dre on the floor, a very good scorer, he took full advantage.
Yeah, they did. I thought when the game got tight and there were big plays, I thought Indianola played with great composure, and I thought at times we didn't. We had a couple turnovers there where we really needed a bigger play, and we just didn't have it, or we had a breakdown on the defensive end of the floor to give them easy baskets. Just playing with that composure. You talk about, we do have a lot of seniors on the floor, but we're still talking about young men, and there's learning opportunities and there's growing opportunities, and tonight will be one of those for our guys in terms of how to execute down the stretch.
The good news is you didn't have a great shooting night. You had some foul trouble, and you were within 7 to a very good Indianola team. And as I said at the top of this interview, I would be surprised if the conference champion this year ends up with 0 or 1 or 2 losses. So you're very much in the thick of it. I know you wanted to win this game, but confidence-wise, what should your guys take away from this, knowing that Indianola is right there in the contention for this conference title? And more often than not, these games are going to be close. I imagine you feel like you've got a team who can compete night in, night out, and it's got to be exciting. Again, not a great feeling to lose, but you were in this game till the end.
Yeah, I think we expected to be in this game. That's the way these games are going to go. I think we're going to be in a lot of good games like this. We got to find ways to come on top, or to find a way to win them at the end. But yeah, there's certainly a lot to learn. I would say our best basketball is ahead of us. I just think there's a lot of learning, and on my end too. Just trying to figure out how we can put the guys in the right spots. And we'll figure it out here. We'll find ways. We're going to battle. We're going to compete, and I know that from these guys. They're going to play really hard, and they're going to find a way. And I thought we did tonight, but then again at the end of these games, we got to work on our late game execution and find ways to put some big possessions together.
Well, you're 4 games into the season, and you have a bye coming up. You actually have a little bit of a break in terms of competition. You've got 4 practices coming up Monday through Thursday before you take on Grinnell Friday in the final conference game before the new year. Your thoughts about what practice looks like now that you have some game film. You've seen these guys against some very, very good teams, whether they're in Class 2A and 3A. I imagine a lot of that learning can happen in a week like this where you have a lot of practice.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. One thing about these guys is they practice really hard, and we've had great practices, really competitive practices, and this week or next week will be that. We get a time. We need a break a little bit too. I think we're running into some sicknesses and some. It's just that time of year, and guys got to get some rest. But when we get on the floor, we're going to be ready to go, and we're going to battle. We're going to compete. I'm really, really looking forward to looking into this film and to get with the guys and figure out ways that we can continue to improve.
A new look Grinnell team coming up Friday. Your thoughts about the Tigers?
Yeah, I haven't looked too much ahead. Again, we got plenty of time here to take a look, but I know one thing is that those guys are going to play hard. Coach Sharp, those guys are really going to battle, and I expect them to be a physical team as well. So I think that'll be a great challenge for us, and looking forward to that.
Pella Christian head coach J.D. Bohr following a 57-50 loss to Indianola. Eagles are 3-1 overall, 1-1 in the Little Hawkeye Conference. Coach Bohr, always good to talk to you, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it.
We'll have more of our coverage here. Post-game, Indianola defeats Pella Christian 57-50 on KNIA-KRLS.com.
Did you know that Pella has its very own decorated apparel company? Windmill Print and Stitch is locally owned and operated by the hardworking people of Marion and Mahaska counties. We're ready to serve local businesses, schools, churches, community groups, special events, and more. Whether you're looking for custom-made t-shirts for your family reunion or new polos or hats for your business, no job is too big or too small. Windmill Print and Stitch is a proud partner of BSN Sports, printing many of your local uniforms and fan gear right here in Pella.
Tax time is here again. I know, it's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Visit H&R Block, Pella, Oskaloosa.
Make this holiday season the best yet. Ditch your credit card and go to Community First Credit Union. We're offering an unsecured personal loan special. You can borrow between $500 and $5,000 with an annual percentage rate as low as 5.49%. C First offers easy online applications and there's no collateral requirement. Apply at c1stcu.com or stop in today for details. Rates and terms are dependent on credit qualifications. Offer is subject to credit approval and program qualifications. C First is federally insured with an NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
At Pella Motors, we won't be beat on price, period. So if you're looking for a great deal on a brand new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, and saving big money makes you happy, Pella Motors will not be beat on price, period.
The game is about to start, and the guests are about to arrive. Did you forget about the food? Don't worry. Godfather's Pizza Express in Indianola has you covered. Stop into one of their 2 Indianola locations at 1201 North Jefferson Way or 2001 West 2nd Avenue and carry out one of your favorite Godfather's famous pizzas or have it delivered. The Godfather Pizza Express at 1201 North Jefferson Way offers delivery from 4 to 9 p.m. Friday through Sundays. Get a great Godfather's Pizza at a great price. Godfather's Pizza Express in Indianola.
Hi, this is Dr. Tim Yoder, the Tri-County Veterinary Clinic veterinarian. If you're heading out of town for the holidays and your pet can't go along, have him boarded with us. He'll receive exercise 3 times a day, he'll be fed based on a schedule you set up, and he'll be given a nice bath the day before you take him home. To schedule a reservation, call Tri-County Veterinary Clinic at 628-4040, where your pet's good health is our #1 concern.
They're the veterinarians.
Yes, we are. We're the veterinarians.
They do take care of pets because they love them.
Welcome back to the Greater Iowa Credit Union Radio Post-Game Show on KNIA-KRLS.com, Indianola Activities YouTube. Tonight's final stats presented by the Verduff Agency. Andrew, what do you have as far as I have score stats? Braden Dre leads the Indians with 19, the only Indian in double figures. Kingery with 8. Heimbaugh and Naylor with 7, Wilmot with 6, Glasscock with 4, Brick with 3, and Blake with 3 off the bench.
Levi Skelhaus, 17 points to lead the way for the Eagles, 10 points, 8 rebounds for Eric Mulder. Let's see, 6 points for Danny Andringa, 4 for Nico Schurz, 3 each for Heisman and Aiden Stoltz. 32 rebounds for PC, 28 for Indianola, 14 turnovers for Pella Christian, 10 for the home team Indians. Your final stats are presented by the Verduff Agency. Let Chad Lance or Larry examine your stats and customize an insurance plan for you. The Verduff Agency providing complete courteous service to the Pella area for nearly 100 years.
More on the Greater Iowa Credit Union Radio post-game show after this. We'll take a look at our Marion County Bank Radio scoreboard and wrap up the show and prepare for next week. Back after this on KNIA-KRLS.com and Indianola Activities YouTube.
We know you have choices when it comes to wireless plans for your home or business. At Strauber Cellular, we strive to be that local expert to provide all the service and expertise you need to make U.S. Cellular your choice for wireless service. Our knowledgeable staff can provide you with everything from smartphones and tablets to home internet and security options. Choose Strauber Cellular, your locally owned authorized agent for U.S. Cellular in downtown Pella.
Happy holidays from our entire team at Lely. As work continues on the new Lely Park in Pella, we know that we have a lot to be thankful for this holiday season. We're thankful for a great team of employees, and we're thankful for a vibrant and growing community like Pella to call home. Over the winter, progress is continuing on the interior of our new facility off Highway 163, exit 44, and we're targeting a move-in date of spring 2022. Lely Park is the future home of the North American headquarters for Lely and Pella, farming innovators.
Sporting goods companies are facing challenging times with many suppliers carrying little product and offering slow delivery. At BSN Sports, we stand ready to change the fundamentals of our industry. We carry all the top brands that you demand with uniforms, practice and travel gear, and field and facility equipment. We stock our own inventory and decorate in-house, leading to faster delivery. I'm Phil Hemming with BSN Sports, and I'd love the chance to work with your school or team. Give me a call at 620-8337, and let's get started today.
Colder temperatures will be here before you know it. Are you prepared? Get your furnace checked today by the professionals at Quality Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Don't get stuck in the cold. Call Quality Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, your local Rheem dealer in Indianola, for a quality heating service call or new furnace today. Joe and his crew will get you taken care of, so whatever happens outside, you know you have that quality warmth inside. Call Quality Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning today and make sure you're not left in the cold.
And welcome back one final time to the Greater Iowa Credit Union Radio Post-Game Show. Get up to $200 cash in your pocket when you get your auto loan with Greater Iowa Credit Union. He's Andrew Schneider. I'm Andrew Swadner. Andrew, Indianola comes up with the sweep tonight, but it wasn't easy by any means. And the trip back to the Tulip City when these two teams meet back up in 2022, I think both teams are going to have that one circled on the calendar as another really tough matchup.
I said it to Coach Bohr. I've said it to a lot of people. The conference champion this year is not going to have a 13-1 record like Pella did. I think there's going to be a lot of teams beating each other. I think the key to a conference title is winning the games you need to at home. Indianola a little bit behind the eight ball. They got to find an upset on the road in that regard over a Pella or DCG or something. But PC proved they can compete. I think that was this is the best team that they may see all year. Between Indianola, DCG, Pella, that whole mix. At least so far it is. And Indianola is the fastest team that they've played and maybe all year. And I think the Eagles feel comfortable about where they can compete. And for them to have that run, to come back and make it a game again, I think proves that. They were in some foul trouble. Their shooters weren't on tonight, and they did a lot of things well. I think Indianola is finding ways to win without Drew Kingery. Teams are going to shut him down, or at least they're going to try. And I think as the season goes on, I think that job is going to become a lot more difficult. But, Pella put Parker Elder on him and really held him down. And the zone, I think, was meant to contain him. But, the early player to really watch in this conference is Braden Dre. I mean, for someone to come in and transfer and come in and new coach, there's all sorts of different things. And to be able to put up the consistent points he's putting up night in, night out, and feel like he just fits right into a team, that's really, really hard to do. I've seen that transfer happen, and it happened midseason last year with Noah Allen, and it took 3 or 4 games for that recipe to finally work for the Dutch, and they made their big run to the title. For him to be in it so early is great. If Drew Kingery can kind of get, find more ways to break away, or if teams start to lean more towards Dre, they're going to have a lot of trouble. I mean, Charlie Wilmot, hustle guy, he's everywhere, it feels like, underneath in the paint. Cooper Naylor at 6'1" against a sea of tall arms had 8 rebounds tonight. And, this Indianola team, they lost to Pella. That's going to happen to a lot of teams this year. And, for the Indians to be able to contend for this conference title, they very well still. And this was a big bounce-back win for them. And for PC, I don't think they're off schedule either. They got a big win on the road at Norwalk. As we see, that's huge because that's a, Pella getting upset
hunk
here.
Of teams at 1-1 in conference standings now.
Yeah, and DCG hasn't really had to play anybody just yet. So, that's going to make this boys race so much fun. I'm looking forward to it. 6 out of the 8 nights, and I hate to be too insulting to Oskaloosa and Grinnell, but it feels like those two teams are early on really struggling, and they may knock a team off here or there, but it's really going to be, it looks like a 6-team race. And Newton's maybe a little bit behind, but they beat Grinnell. They just beat Oskaloosa. They're 2-0. DCG's 2-0 after a huge win. And then, like you said, you got everybody at 1-1, and those 6 teams are going to contend. It would not shock me if the conference champion has 4 or 5 losses this year still, and I think there's a ton of great basketball to play, and I'm looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and my final thought is, Pella Christian ran into foul trouble, but still were able to make it happen. I mean, imagine that game if Mulder and Schurz don't pick up the 2 fouls each. So that's really It's really tough, and that's the way Pella Christian can stay in the game.
It changed the whole defense. I mean, it forced them to play a zone when I think they wanted to play more man-to-man, and Indianola was able to get a bunch of dribble drive kick out, whereas, if Schurz and Mulder could reach in with their 6'7", 6'9", those exit passes maybe don't happen, or they could close out on a shooter a lot better. But when they had to kind of put the handcuffs on defensively, that opened up a lot, and Indianola is too good of a team to not have your full defense going.
All right, that wraps up the Greater Iowa Credit Union radio post-game show. Indianola takes on Ankeny on Monday. Pella Christian has to wait a week, I believe.
We're off till Grinnell, so big chance for PC to get to 4-1.
All right, that wraps up the show. Thanks to Tyler Crabb back at the studio, making sure we're on the air and sounding good. Aline Nelson for being very patiently waiting for me and Andrew to just stop rambling over here in post-game coverage. Indianola wins 57-50 on the boys, 59-30 on the girls. Back for more Indianola activities coverage on Monday, taking down Ankeny.
For tuning into this exclusive presentation of South Central Iowa High School basketball coverage on KN.